Hey everybody, Nathan Ronen, CFA here with another update. This one targeted to Level 3 candidates taking their CFA exam. Now, I'm getting a lot of phone calls, text messages, emails, WhatsApp messages, messages on the website, and I'm also in the process now of grading more mock exam essays than I care to admit. And I'm seeing a constant mistake that people are making. And I want to share this with you, okay, so that you don't do this on exam day. And this is coming from somebody with a lot of experience marking, exams for candidates and giving them feedback. So I want to share this with you so that you don't make this mistake on your Level 3 exam when you're doing the constructed responses, also known as the essays. If you want to listen to this further on, please continue subscribing by pressing the subscribe button and the notifications button on your system so that you can continue to receive these updates as I post them on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. Okay, let's spend a couple of moments here and try to rectify something that you may know, but probably may not know about how exams are graded and how you're supposed to answer the questions so that you can match up as best as you can with the answer key that the graders create. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this hypothetical scenario very quickly, and I want to show you what you should be doing and what you should not be doing when answering this type of essay question. And I'm going to pick a topic here on fixed income, because I know that fixed income at approximately 20% of your exam points is a topic that gives a lot of Level 3 candidates a lot of trouble. And the reason for that is because they didn't get a good grounding in fixed income at Level 1, because they were only like reading prep notes or study notes instead of actually doing the curriculum, the learning ecosystem, and also a weak grounding at Level 2. And it comes to haunt them at Level 3. But in any case, let's leave that aside for now and fix this as easily as possible. Let's say you're given this scenario where you're told that Smith is assisting Jones in updating the forecasted yields for each of the bonds that are currently held in the portfolio. Smith shows Jones 3 possible portfolio strategies for investing in a duration-neutral portfolio. And the 3 different strategies are a bullet portfolio, a barbell portfolio, and a laddered portfolio. And you're told that the bullet portfolio invests only in 10-year U.S. Treasury government bonds. You're told that the barbell portfolio invests solely in 2-year and 30-year U.S. Treasury government bonds. And then you're told that the laddered portfolio invests equally in 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, and 30-year U.S. Treasury government bonds. And then you're also given an exhibit where they show you each of the maturities that I just mentioned, the 2-year, the 5-year, the 10-year, and the 30-year. And they show you a starting yield, with the current yield, which is upward sloping. So with each maturity, the yield goes up. And then they talk about a forecasted change in yield. And here's where you need to pay attention. You're starting out with a positively sloped yield curve, and the forecasted changes in the yield are an increase in the 2, 5, and 10. Let's say, 30 basis points, 50 basis points, and 40 basis point increases in the 2, 5, and 10 respectively. But the 30-year bond has a forecasted change in yield that is negative. Let's say 9 basis points or 90 basis points, whatever it is, okay? So the 2, 5, and 10 are expected to increase, and the 30-year yield is expected to decrease. And then you're asked on the exam to state which strategy the portfolio should implement for the year ahead, given Smith's yield curve expectations, and then you're asked to justify your recommendation, okay? Now, you got to be very careful with this kind of question because you're given 3 choices: bullet, barbell, and laddered portfolio. Okay, so you need to think about it, and then all you need to do is state which strategy of the 3 it should be. State doesn't mean that you ramble on. So if you understood this example that I just went over, you know already that the laddered portfolio, the laddered maturity is not going to be the right answer because that's always in between, a result that's in between the bullet and the barbell. So you would answer the barbell portfolio. Great. If you state the barbell portfolio, you're right, and you've probably got a point or two. If you wrote the bullet or the laddered portfolio, the graders are not even going to look at it any further. Doesn't matter what you said to justify it. It's just totally wrong, and you're going to get 0 out of whatever, 4 points, let's say. But if you wrote the barbell, you're going to get 1 or 2 points out of the 4, and then you have to justify your recommendation based on Connor's yield curve expectations. Not Connor's, I should say Smith's yield curve expectations. So here's the problem, okay? When you justify your recommendation, you can't just write, because 30-year down, 2-year up. That's not justifying your recommendation, okay? Justifying your recommendation, the word justify means you need to support your answer with sentences. You need to have full sentences, and that's not just in my humble opinion, but if you just write like a couple of words, they're not going to give you the full credit. It's going to be a quality of answer issue. So you want to make sure that you state that it's the barbell portfolio based on Smith's yield curve expectations, and then you just want to say why. So you say barbell, boom. And then you would basically have to explain why. And you would say that the barbell portfolio, which consists of a long position in 2-year and 30-year bonds, would be expected to be the best performer, okay? And then you'd explain that even though the 2-year rate is expected to increase, the effective duration of those 2-year bonds is quite small, resulting in a minimal price impact. On the other hand, the 30-year yield is expected to drop, resulting in a positive price impact when the barbell carries, the most duration, because that's where the barbell will carry the most duration. And obviously, longer duration bonds will have a bigger impact on the overall performance. So that is why the barbell would outperform the other two. That's all you really need to say. You don't really need to write a lot. You just need to get to the point, okay? You need to tell them that it's a barbell, show them that you know that the barbell is made up of the 2-year and the 30-year bond, and that they are long positions in both. You're not longing one and shorting the other. And then at the same time, you want to explain why that would outperform, because 30-year yields are going down, and obviously their prices are going to go up the most, and therefore you want to weigh that 30-year more. And then the 2-year, which its yield is going up and its price is going down, is going to have a minimal impact. That's all you need to do to get the full credit. Now, if you start getting into a whole discussion about what's wrong with the bullet, what's wrong with the laddered portfolio, you're not answering the question. They asked you which strategy should they implement for the year ahead, given Smith's yield curve expectations. You answer barbell, you stick to the barbell, and you explain why the barbell is the best. You don't start going into the house through the back door and explaining what's wrong with the bullet, what's wrong with the laddered portfolio, because that is not answering or justifying why the barbell is the best. And you can't say by default. That's not a good explanation. Okay, so that's what you want to make sure you do on the real exam, is state what the answer is. State could be just one word, barbell or barbell portfolio. And then the justification would be sometimes 2, 3, 4 sentences, good sentences, cohesive sentences, connecting sentences that show that you know what the barbell is and why it would outperform in this particular situation given Smith's yield curve expectations. That's how you do this. Now, I have seen many people answer these kinds of questions, and first they say laddered or bullet. Well, that's 0 points. Most people will probably get the barbell portfolio, and they'll say long the 30-year and short the 2-year. That's wrong. You're longing both of them, both the 2 and the 30-year. So you'll get points off for that. And then if you don't really explain what the barbell is doing, how longer duration bonds have a bigger impact on the overall performance than shorter duration, and that the 30-year bond is going down and its price is going up more than the decline in the price of the 2-year bond when interest rates are increasing, you really can't get the full credit. So that's what I'm saying. Be careful when you answer these questions. Do mock exams. And if you'd like, I'd really recommend doing the mock exams that I have and get this kind of feedback from me so that you know what you're doing wrong. You can correct it before your exam day, and you can give the graders what they want on exam day. Self-grading, I keep saying this, has limited benefit. Hope this helped you out. Have a great day and good luck on your level 3 exam next month. Ciao.